So, this is our first in-person podcast.
Yeah.
This is your room.
Yeah.
Very cute.
It's the one clean part of my room.
It's fine. No one needs to know.
Yeah.
No one else has a clean room either. We are unmasked, but just so you guys know, we are not anti-maskers. We're getting tested twice a week, and we're both fully vaccinated. And we only see each other, really. So
yeah, we don't have
yeah, we don't have friends, and we're just here. So please wear your mask, please get vaccinated, etc. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to tell the people what we're doing today?
Yeah. So, we're basically just gonna do like book reading updates of the last week, or like 2 weeks, I guess.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
skipped last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, and we're also going to try and play Wordle, and then we're going to use the words that we get to like give book recommendations. So we're going to take a word and then figure out its vibe and then recommend you a book with the same vibe.
yeah.
So hopefully you enjoy that. Also,
Yeah.
we're going to kind of do a shorter episode today. Let us know what you think of that. If you want longer episodes, we're sort of trying to figure out what works for us, what works for other people. Is it boring to listen to an hour? Is it not enough to listen to however long this is? Let us know.
Yeah.
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 So my first book is I read Everyone's an Alien Bin If You're an Alien Bin Too, by Jonathan Sun. And it's basically like a short little graphic novel / picture book thing. It was for my bingo card challenge. So if anybody watched that episode, yep, that was my challenge for the month. I did it. Took me 45 minutes. Very cute. It had a lot of like vibes with like about like what is nothing, or like what is loneliness? What does loneliness look like? What does it mean to be human? Although there were actually no humans in the book. But it was about being human. And yeah, it was really cute. I'd recommend it. Yeah. And then my other book that I read, because I read 2 books and they were both very short. The other book that I read was A Psalm of the Wild Built by Becky Chambers, or maybe The Psalm of the Wild Built, I don't actually remember. But anyway, it's basically like this futuristic world where humans have created like robots, but the robots have decided that they no longer want to work for humans in like factories and stuff, so they like were like peace and went and like lived in the woods, and the humans were like, okay, that's your prerogative, like you're allowed to do that, but and there's like they made like an agreement where like in 100 or 300 years or something like that, the robots were going to come back and be like, what do humans need and how can we help? And so that's sort of like what the base of the story is, and so now we're 300 years later, and we follow this gender non-conforming character, which is pretty cool, who doesn't really know what they want to do with their life, and they keep switching between different careers, and like none of the careers are really making them happy, and so eventually they meet this robot who comes and is trying to figure out what people need. And so it's just like a super heartwarming story about these 2 characters, and like what do we need and how do you figure out what you do with your life. Yeah, I loved it. It was super cute. It was a 3 out of 3 for me. And super short too. So.
It sounds like it would be like a good premise for like a video game or something.
Yeah, that's true. It really would. It's also like it was all very like descriptive, so like I feel like that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I didn't read anything this week.
It's okay. It's fine. This is our first week back to class, so
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I'm taking a class on War and Peace, and so I'm gonna read War and Peace this semester, hopefully. Yeah, I was supposed to read the first 100 pages for class on Monday, so I'll do that this weekend. Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for my book bingo, I wanted to read The Omen.
Oh.
Yeah. Because the category was like movies that have been made into books, and apparently like the screenplay was like converted into a book by the person who wrote the screenplay.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So it should be fun to read.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a horror.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's about the Antichrist.
Oh.
Fun Friday night read.
That sounds like a good time, honestly. That's cool. Yeah. Oh, and you got a cat.
Oh yeah.
Which that's
I did
exciting.
get a cat.
And a new room.
Yeah.
So, you've had a lot of updates.
Yeah.
Just not book updates.
Yeah. He's my ESA. His name is Squirtle. He's hiding under the bed. Yeah.
He's adorable.
Yeah. He'll probably be making appearances in like our next video.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
We'll probably be recording in here because I actually do have a roommate. So we'll be here. Probably.
Hopefully it's like cuter next time we hit a call.
Yeah. It's fine. I mean, the little lights, they're cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for people who are listening, they don't even know what it looks like.
That's
So
true.
you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else? We're gonna do the Wordle.
Yeah.
So we actually already recorded this episode and it didn't work.
Yeah.
We don't know why, it just didn't. And so we already recorded one of these with a Wordle, and so we'll just like show that on the screen. But the word that we came up with was perky.
Yeah.
Or not we came up with, but the word that was in the Wordle was
the
perky.
answer.
So I said that the first two thoughts that came to mind for me were just like either like very sexy books or like cute springy books. So those were my vibes.
Yeah.
And then what did you say?
I thought like preppy for some reason. Like it just reminded me of those like really like annoying like rich kid schools. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair. Okay, so I'll do mine and then you do yours and then I'll do my other one.
Okay.
Okay, so I said if you think about it as being like a sexy book, I don't read sexy books, really. So the only answers that I have are basically Sarah J. Maas. And I said her most smutty book is probably A Court of Silver Flames, which I ranted about in the first episode of this podcast. So I wouldn't recommend it. But her other books are also pretty smutty. And the better ones are probably the last couple books in the Throne of Glass series. So that's my recommendation for smutty books, I guess.
I said Mallory Tower, which I read in like second grade. It's this like book by Enid Blyton. I think it's like a series of books. It's basically about this like character who goes to like boarding school, and it's in England, and she tries to make friends and stuff. I remember there was this one like chapter in the book that just gave me so much secondhand embarrassment. I couldn't read the book for like a week before I went back to it.
I hate that.
Yeah, but it's cute. It's very preppy. Yeah.
That's nice.
I don't know why Pokey reminded me of that.
I mean, perky and preppy sound similar.
Yeah.
I also feel like, I don't know, I kind of get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
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 And then my other one, the like cute springy vibes, you said Wood in the Willows, which
Yeah.
I haven't read, but
Yeah.
now I kind of want to.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's like cottagecore. It's just like the perfect cottagecore book. Like I read it during quarantine when TikTok was like blowing up with like cottagecore videos. And yeah, it's just about this mole who goes to like, he leaves his little underground home and like goes above ground to live with a rat. And they have like adventures. That's what
That
it's
sounds
about.
adorable.
Yeah, it's really cute.
And then mine was going to be Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim by whoever wrote that book. Which was like a thing that I was really obsessed with when I was like 7, maybe younger. But basically it's the story about some rats who live in a field. And I don't really remember the plot that well because I read it as a small child. But yeah, I think it's about like these rats that live in a field, and then the farmer is like gonna till the field, and so they have to like save their home and like relocate. Which sounds really boring now that I'm saying it, but I remember it being really cute and fun.
Yeah. No, that sounds cute.
So yeah, it's cute.
I feel like the title is really cute.
It is a really cute title, yeah. So There you go. That's my recommendation. But also keep in mind that I literally haven't read it in forever, so if there's like something problematic in there, I'm sorry. I really don't know. I was 7.
Yeah.
I don't think there is, but like...
Yeah.
Yeah. And then... Okay. So then the next one we haven't done yet.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do that.
You can watch us do it.
Now. Okay. Screen recording. Okay. So ideas. Should we do perky since that was our last word?
Yeah.
Oh no! It's because it's the same one. Okay.
Oh,
well.
is it like everyone gets the same
guess
word?
so.
Oh. Oh, we could do like a word randomizer.
That's true. Okay. Random word generator. Okay. Member.
Oh.
That's upsetting. We're gonna move on. That's just because they want me to be a member. Oh my god. Okay. Hang on.
We're just stupid.
We're just a mess. Okay. Product.
Oh, so
it really
was
is.
the word.
Member.
Yeah.
Okay. Product. Okay. I'm getting capitalism vibes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Maybe like 1984.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like we're
Yeah.
all just products, like cogs in the machine.
Ooh, I like that. The Communist Manifesto.
Okay, we should do like obscure ones.
Yeah, we should. What's a good... I'm gonna look at my Goodreads. I can look at your Goodreads too if you want.
Okay.
No One Is Talking About This by Patricia Lockwood is actually a good recommendation for this because it's basically kind of about like how we're all living in... It's kind of. This is a bit of a stretch. It's about how we're all living in like this time of the internet and like because of that we don't honestly talk about a lot of things in our lives. Like the lives that we have on the internet is very separate from the lives that we have in real life. So it's both an analysis of... It's basically an analysis of how we live our lives in the modern era with the internet. Very internet heavy, so if you're not someone who spends a lot of time on the internet, it might not be something for you. But for most people in our generation, I think that's a thing for you, and honestly for like a lot of older people too.
Yeah, just because of the pandemic, I feel.
Yeah, and so it's not necessarily like capitalism, but it's sort of like a product of our time. So, product.
Ooh, I have one.
Okay.
I'm proud of this one.
Okay.
Okay, convenience store woman.
Ooh.
Because it could be product, like products on the shelves.
It's a store.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it could also be products like product of society.
Yeah. That's such a good recommendation.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that a lot.
Yeah. So, it's... Have we spoken about it before?
I don't know. Go ahead.
Okay. We both read it. Like,
It was good.
Yeah. Basically, it's about this woman who works in a convenience store in Japan. And she's been working there since college, and she basically has, like, no aspirations. Like, she doesn't want to do anything but work in a convenience store. But she feels like society expects her to do stuff. So she tries to, like, change her life to, like, I don't know, fit their expectations and stuff.
Yeah, it's really very interesting. Not at all what I expected going into it.
Yeah.
And just really cool, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, sort of took turns I didn't expect, I guess.
Yeah.
I have another one. So this is a whole other vibe. But The Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells. It's about this murder bot who was programmed basically to be a security guard robot, but isn't actually a robot, more like a cyborg. But I read the audiobooks and it's narrated by a guy. So in my head, I always think of it as a he, but it is not a he, it is an it. So it hacked its like thing that makes it kill people, and it doesn't kill people anymore, and it like acts kind of like a human, and so it's sort of about how like it's a product of the society and how like an item or a robot type can exist in society without being discriminated against. But it's also really funny, and it's a whole collection of novellas, basically. There's like 6 of them. Hilarious. It goes on adventures, and it's just like, it's great.
So cute.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Do you want to do another word?
Yeah, we should. Okay. Generate random words. Photography.
Ooh, photography.
Okay, so I'm gonna, instead of recommending a book about photos and photography and photographing things, I'm going to recommend a book that gives me the same vibes as photographing things.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Anthropocene Reviewed by John Green, which is basically a memoir, but it's in essay format. So basically, John Green, also this is for people who've read John Green in the past, this is not at all like his past works. It's essays, it's a memoir. Hi everyone. So basically we lost all of our content from that point to the end of our episode. We didn't say too much more that was exciting, but I'm just going to fill you in as we go along. So I finished up by saying that the Anthropocene Reviewed is a good collection of essays that I would recommend. Reminded me of photography just because it's essays and it felt very real, and so that's why I recommended it. Madhavi also recommended a book of essays for that prompt, which is called The Ways of Seeing by John Berger. We don't know how to pronounce it. And yeah, she said that was really good as well. So we had some other words that we used and generated and talked about, but we lost all of that, so I'm not going to try and make that up. But the other things we discussed were Madhavi's book subscription. She got a used book subscription, which is really cool. And her first book was The House of Spirits by Isabel Allende. And yeah, she's going to be getting one of those every month for about 6 months, I think she said. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah, this episode turned out to be much shorter than we meant it to be, although we did intend it to be short in the first place. So I guess that's okay. You will see if you're watching the video, I included some pictures of our snowy campus and also some art that my cousin made. So shout out to Josiah. Thank you so much. It's super cool. And that'll also be on the Instagram for anybody who's listening. So yeah, thank you guys for listening in. Hopefully we'll smooth it out how to record better in person in the future so that it's not quite so rough. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. We'll be back hopefully every week or so, maybe every other week depending on how classes are. But yeah, thank you so much. Bye-bye.